Listen, so this is a big deal as it relates to student loans and how people's payments are skyrocketing or late payments are hitting their account and tanking their scores. If you stick around to the end, I give you something that I feel could be a great solution to this problem. But let's dive in. This article came from Fortune, and what they said was from $500 to $5,000 is basically showing that this is a jump that people are seeing. They had $500 student loan payments, but it's jumped over $5,000. And they're saying that millennials are watching their monthly student loan payments skyrocket under Trump and panicking on TikTok. Now, I'm a part of the millennial crowd as well, and this is what I have to say. And everybody needs a fault guy, somebody to blame it on. And don't get me wrong, things trickle down. So if it's certain things that the president may do or entities may do, it can trickle down and have a negative impact. I'm not naive to that, but to just blame Trump in this scenario, I think may be faulty, because this is truly what I feel is the results of a broken system finally being put on the forefront. And I feel that the student loan system is broken. For years, they've been having people to take out loans at an age that they typically couldn't get a loan for. They get loans even though they wouldn't qualify for a home loan or personal loan, but all of a sudden they qualify for a student loan. Then they go to school and they end up getting degrees in areas that are not even relevant by the time they graduate, if they even get a degree. And then they have to do certain things to continue to get student loans, and many times if they want to further their education in hopes of getting a degree that will pay them enough to eventually pay off the student loans, which typically doesn't happen. So it's a broken system all throughout. And I feel like student loans is in college, in a sense, it can be a scam. If you have a strategy when you go to college and you know, okay, I'm here to network, I'm here to build in these areas, or you came there with a skill and now you have a skill that allows you to make money while you're in that crowd. For example, say you learn to become a barber, you take on that trade after getting out of high school or whenever, and now when you go to college, you're going to college, but you're also cutting hair because you're one of the only barbers who are licensed to cut hair in that area. Now you're making money while you're there. You're networking. You're doing your thing. If you're, a DJ, whatever the case may be, is ways that you can use and leverage the college ecosystem. But just going to college for itself, in most cases, it's not going to benefit the individual. In some cases, it will, but it depends on your industry and things of that nature. So I had to get that out of the way so you can remove blame and understand that college is broken altogether anyway, and now they're trying to come up with solutions, but this is just the results of that. So let's dive in and talk about what's really going on and how people are feeling. So millions of Gen Z and millennials, post-grads, are facing towering monthly student loan payments due to, they said, the Donald Trump's changes in income-driven repayment programs. Now, I will say that the administration has did some things that change income repayment, so you can trickle that down to the administration, but the income-driven repayments were designed to position a person to hold off on paying it off, not pay it off altogether. So if you're one of the 42 million borrowers with federal student loan debt, now is a good time to check your payment portal so you don't get caught off guard, basically. I had someone that's a credit client and their credit score dropped because now it's showing all of these things, or deferred payments being reported as late payments, and it hit their score heavily. So just kind of keep an eye on that and understand what student loans are. Understand that college was a setup so you don't force that on your child and wind up putting them in a predicament when there are other options, other ways to go about doing it. Even jobs are starting to say, nah, if you got a college degree, we don't even want to hire you. Or they're even saying, hey, we hire specifically if you don't have a college degree, because we know that experience far outweighs you having a college degree. Very important. So many borrowers are facing nightmarish monthly payments jumps due to the change in the income-driven program. So somebody said that their payment is going to quadruple on TikTok, and increase from $250 to $900 a month. Last month, federal judge blocked Biden administration's SAVE plan, which is an income-driven student loan replacement program with 8 million borrowers, claiming it lacked the authority to forgive millions of dollars in debt. In response, the Trump administration paused all applications for income-driven repayment plans and online loan consolidation, leaving some borrowers in limbo, struggling to make ends meet. And I'm interested to see how this thoroughly plays out, but you just got to understand what's going on and if this affects you. But this is a solution, and I give it to you right now. I was going to save it to the end of the video, but if you're still here, I give it to you right now. A solution, especially if you work a job. Many people work a job And if you work a job, most people don't realize that they may be overpaying in taxes to the tune of $200 to $800 a month. Some even over $1,000 a month. This strategy shows you how to legally keep more of your money, increasing your take-home pay, basically giving yourself a pay raise without asking your boss. For many people, they're able to bring in an extra $500 a month. Well, what if that extra $500 that you once were overpaying in taxes went towards you paying down your student loans, and now you use that excess money to get your student loans out of the way sooner? Just an option. This system also includes you understanding how to restore your credit yourself, includes all of the letters, things that you need in order to fully take your credit to the next level. Of course, we help people take their credit to the next level if you want to hire us for our services. But I want you to understand how to get more cash flow using your job and a strategy that can help you pay down all of your expenses, your debts down faster, and having a tool to put it into a system that shows, hey, you're going to be debt free on this date. You're going to be able to invest and retire comfortably or retire early at this date. So if you want access to that, it's down below. That's the solution that I feel can really help people. In addition to, of course, generating more income from different areas, but just using what you already have. If you have a job, you are probably overpaying in taxes because over 100 million Americans are. So you might fall into that 100 million. If that's not you, then that particular solution won't apply exactly how I described it. But if that does fit you, strongly consider that information and do what you will with it to, see if it helps your situation. That being said, so another TikToker talked about their husband's dramatic 10x payment increase from $500 a month to close to $5,000 a month. And it says it's an obscene amount and huge portion of their income each month, she said, because of an average 6.3% interest rate in his dental school loans. She said it's hard to get on top of principal payments. A previous aspiration to buy a house, a core part of the American dream, quote unquote, is essentially unattainable for the next decade as they pay back the loans. So this person has a dental degree, and dental is something that everybody needs and uses, and he's still having issues. Now, sometimes people are living above their means. They got more expenses than they do money, or they did these income-based repayments. And in all actuality, that was somewhat living lavish. That's, some people's issue. But I'm not here to be negligent and say that that couldn't be anybody's situation. But this person is a dental person, and they have a dental degree in some area, and that is at least something that's usable. Anything that's usually in the medical field is usually you're going to take that, use it, and at least be able to get a job in that field. And some of these other unnecessary degrees that don't even have a route towards generating income in many cases. This person said they literally already have a mortgage payment, and it's his loans. She said $5,000 is more than a mortgage payment. That would be a very nice house. There is no clear end to student loan uncertainty. Students enrolled in the SAVE plan have largely been able to ignore their student debt for months due to court battles, placing the loans in forbearance, meaning payments were not required and interest was not accrued. And this is true. However, according to the U.S. Department of Education, the forbearance is expected to end later this year, and servicers expect first payments to be due no earlier than December 2025. So, be on the lookout for this, because you never know what could change in between now and then. But also treat this as if this is about to happen, so you can make adjustments if there's something that fits your situation. I won't go through the whole article, but you get the gist. They're basically saying students have been sold a lie. They were told they were going to be able to have these things forgiven, but they didn't, and that's just the fact of the matter. You can't put somebody else's your life or your financial situation in the hands of someone else. I don't care who it is. You have to position yourself to save yourself. You have to figure out ways to save your family. Is it easy? No. Is it worth it? Yes, because freedom is something that you have to take. It's not given. And financial freedom is something you have to take. It's not given. It requires discipline. It requires learning. It requires execution. It requires all of those things. And that's what this channel is about. As we go through our journey, we want to share things that we know can help and benefit you. But understand that student loans in college, in most cases, is not something that has benefited the mass amount of people financially, no matter how you scale it back. Yes, there are some benefits and some perks if you do it strategically and if you have the right mindset behind it. But for most people, college is not where it's at.